Today we are dealing with order of operations with whole numbers. How do we perform some operations when we deal with whole numbers? And the basic mathematical operations are addition. We have addition, which is summing up of things together, addition. And we have subtraction. We have subtraction. We have subtraction, multiplication, and division. These are basic order of operations do we have. So these are just there as rules to guide us. How do we perform, or which operation do we perform first before another operation, in the event that we are given all of the operations in one sum. For example, let's talk about example. For example, let's say we have student 1 and student 2. The question will be 2 plus 5 times 4. Right. And student 1 would want to give solution as I would want to start with the multiplication. Student 1 would want to start with the multiplication. Then student 1 will be 5 times 4 will get 20. 20 plus 2, that will be 22. And student 2 would want to do 2 plus 5, then we'll get 7. 7 times 4, that student will get the solution of 28, right? And this will pose a question. Which student is correct? Student 1 or student 2? All of them mathematically, they do something good. They know that if you multiply 5 times 4, you're going to get 20. And 20 plus 2 is 22. And 2 plus 7, 2 plus 5, is 7. Times 4, you're going to get 28. So mathematically, I would say these students, they are all correct because they add and multiply properly. But which answer do we consider? So which means mathematically we need some rules. So to answer the question, like who is right? Who is correct? Who is correct here? So in order to answer this question, who is correct? The one who is correct actually is someone who have followed the established rules. So we need rules definitely so that all of us will get the same answer if we follow the rules. That's why here the order of operations is important. So you can be mathematical right sometimes, but you can be wrong in the other way because you didn't follow the rules that you are supposed to follow. So in mathematics, we have some underlying rules that we follow. For example, when we deal with these rules, we have the order that we follow. And according to the order that we follow, you can see that student 2 is more correct than, student 1 is correct as compared to student 2. We will understand why if we start with the question, with the rules that we need to follow. So let's say student 1 is correct. This student is correct. And this student is wrong. Let's find out order of operation. The order or the rule of operation states that um, first you deal with parentheses. First you deal with parentheses. We deal with parentheses and brackets. And next you deal with exponents. Next you deal with exponents. Then we multiply. And divide. Lastly, we add and subtract. We add and subtract. Right. These are the rules, and that's the order of operation that we have to follow every time we have to do or we have to perform an operation. Parentheses, they're just a curve, and brackets, they are cornered in shape like this, but they all depend, or they are there to classify numbers into groups. So we can say 2 plus 3 and 2 plus 3 like this. So these are parentheses and these are brackets. All of them actually, they carry the same meaning at the end of the day. So we are saying you have to simplify these first when you are dealing with order of operations. After that, you deal with exponents. Exponents, I'm going to explain a little bit further what are exponents and how to deal with them. And we have multiply and then divide. Then lastly, you add and then you do subtraction. So I'm going to give some examples of all of these and how it works. So I'm going to give the examples first of dealing with parentheses. For example, let's say you are given, let's call it example 1. Example 1. In example 1, we are going to have 10 times 4 plus 5. So the order says parentheses first, or brackets first. So we are going to deal with 4 plus 5. That's what we deal with first. We're going to deal with 4 plus 5. And 4 plus 5, that's 9. So we have 10 times 9. So once you simplify what is inside the bracket will go away. So the answer will be 90, right? We have, let's say, brackets 5 minus 3 plus 6 times 2. The question is which one to start first, right? What operation do we follow first, brackets or parentheses first? So we're going to have 5 minus 3, that equals to 2, plus 6 times 2, that's going to be 12. So 2 plus 12, that's 14, right? That's example 1. We can talk about exponents. Let's talk about exponents. We're going to have another lesson that's going to go deep about exponents. And right now we are just mentioning them in the event that we want to explain what to deal with when we are performing order of operations. So after parentheses, example 1 was for parentheses and brackets. And now we are dealing with exponents. Exponents, sometimes they are referred to as indices. In simple term, we are saying exponents, they simply mean repeated multiplication. It's a shortcut for a repeated multiplication. For example, let's say 4 times 4, we can see that 4 repeatedly to multiply itself twice. So that 2 here, that's an exponent. If I say 4 times 4 times 4 times 4, we can realize that 4 repeats to multiply itself 1, 2, 3, 4 times. So it's going to be 4 raised to the 4th. So this is what we call exponent or an index altogether. So we are saying if you are performing the order of operation, after you have found the brackets, if you have exponents, you should deal with the exponents first before anything. You should deal with exponents with brackets first. After brackets, you should deal with exponents before you do multiplication, division, addition, and subtraction. For example, let's call it example 2. Example 2 is dealing with exponents. So for example, let's say we have 3 times 2 cubed. This simply means you have to start with exponent, and that will give us 3 times 2 cubed. We said it means 2 is repeating to multiply itself 3 times. So it's 2 times 2 times 2, which will give us 2 times 2, that's 4. 4 times 2, that's 8. So the answer is 8. Please note, 2 cubed is not equal to 2 times 3, which will give you 6. That's not correct. It simply means 2 times 2 times 2 3 times. That's going to give you 8. So which means here it's going to be 3 times 8, which is equals to 24. That's the answer there. Altogether. We can also have 3 raised to the exponent 2 times 4. All of this is in the bracket, plus 6. How do we deal with this? So the first thing is to simplify bracket. After simplify the bracket, you go for exponent. But look now, if you are simplifying the bracket, you have to make sure what is inside the bracket. Inside the bracket, you have to simplify this bracket. But since you have simplified this bracket, you are not going to say 4 times 3. No. Exponent. Bracket is the one you are looking at outside, and the exponent is the one that is inside here. We're going to deal with that. So that's going to give us 9 times 4 plus 6. That's going to give us 36 plus 6, which is equals to 42. That will be the answer there, right? That's good. Now let's look on the operations after this, when you deal with addition, subtraction, multiplication, and the divisions. So let's consider the following facts again. Let's call it example 3. That will be example 3. Example 3. In example 3, we are going to find out that when there is only addition, what do we do? Let's start with addition. When there is only addition, what are we supposed to do, right? If we have only addition, we add the numbers in any order. Add the numbers in any order. Add the numbers in any order. For example, 2 or 3 plus 5 plus 7, you're going to get 3 plus 5, that's 8. 8 plus 7, that's going to give you 15. If you do 7 plus 5, you're going to get 12 plus 3, that's 15. So any order works in this scenario. Let's look at example 4. Example 4. Example 4 is when there is only multiplication. When there's only multiplication, what order do we follow? We just multiply numbers in any order again. Multiply numbers in any order, right? For example, 5 times 2 times 3, we're gonna get 5 times 2, that's 10. 10 times 3, that's 30. Is the same as 3 times 2, we're gonna get 6. 6 times 5, that's 30. So any order works in this scenario. The same applies to if you only have addition in the sum. You can just add in any order. Now we have some different scenarios. Example 5, I mean. In example 5, when there is only subtraction, when there is only subtraction, when there is only subtraction, you subtract from left to right. Subtract from left to right. For example, if we have 12 minus 5 minus 3, you can't subtract from this direction going this direction. No, you get the wrong answer. The rule says you subtract from left to right. So that would be 12 minus 5, you're going to get 7. 7 minus 3, you're going to get 4. Right? We said 12 minus 5 is equals to 7. Then 7 minus 3 is equals to 4. Are we together? That's how you do the operations when you only have subtraction in the sum. And if you do the other way around, you won't get the correct answer. You'll be considered wrong. Same applies when you only have division. Example 6. In example 6, when there is only division, when there's only division, when there's only division, you do again, you divide from left to right. Right? For example, 12 divided by 3 divided by 2. The answer will be 12 divided by 3. That's going to give you 4. 4 divided by 2, you're going to get 2. Right? So the answer is 2. That's when you only have division. Are we together? If you do it from the other way around, you're going to get the wrong answer. So we do it from left to right. And when we are doing, when there is both addition and subtraction, how do we deal with that? Example 7. Example 7. When there is both addition and subtraction, what do? We do simplify. We do simplify from left to right. Right? For example, if we have 12 plus 3 minus 2, what is the answer? We said is from left to right. So that will be 12 plus 3. That's going to give us 15. 15 minus 2. That's going to give us 13. That's how we do it from left to right. Let me give another example on this. 20 minus 6 plus 4 is equivalent to, from left to right, 20 minus 6, that's going to give us 14. 14 plus 4, that's going to give us 18. That's the answer, from left to right. All together. What if there are more than 3 operations in the system? What do we do? If there are more than 3 in the system, what do we do? For example, that's example 8. That's example 8. Example 8 is when there are 3 or more operations. For example, actually, what do we do if there are 3 or more? What we do is simple. We follow the order, which says parentheses first and brackets, then multiplication and division, then addition and subtraction. If when it comes to addition and subtraction, it's from left to right. When it comes to division, again, it's from left to right. Right? For example, so let's just write this. You simplify division. Simplify division and multiplication. Division and multiplication first, and then addition and subtraction from left to right. Right? For example, 12 divided by 3 plus 2 times 5. Right? We said you simplify division and multiplication first. So therefore, in this case, we are going to say 12 divided by 3, which is going to give us 4, plus 2 times 5. That's going to give us 10. Then the answer will be 14. I think that's clear and it's making sense. Right? And let's say we have again 25 plus 3 times 2 minus 5. So say we do division, multiplication first. As you look, we don't have division, we only have multiplication here. So we are going to have 25 plus 6 minus 5, right? We said now it's gonna at the stage where there is addition and subtraction, which is left to right. So it's 25 plus 6. I'm going to get 31 minus 5. 31 minus 5, I'm going to get 26. When you are given both multiplication and division in the same sum, for example, let's say you are given 40 divided by 4 times 5. Which one do you have to start with when you have something like this? When you have this, we can just say, let's start from left to right, right? Because that's the rule. It's just from left again to right. If you have all of them together. Well, someone would want to say, I'll start with the multiplication, then division. Something is going to be wrong, because that's going to be 40 divided by 4. You're going to get 10. Then 10 times 5, you're going to get the answer is 50. If you do the other way around, for example, 40 divided by 4 times 5. If you start with this, you're going to have 40 divided by 20. And the answer will be 2, which is wrong, because the rule says from left to right. Thank you. Enjoy.